And hey, welcome everybody. My name is Devin Steele, Hot 107.9, and of course HIP-HOPWIRED.com. Man, I figure we get everybody together. There's been this resurgence in conversation about Memphis and Atlanta. Look, we're investigative reporters. It's not Crunk versus Buck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look at is investigative reporting, and each of us has our own story and how we're connected to the history of this long drawn out, you know what I'm saying, conversation. Just to let you know, I'm the program director of Hot 107.9 Atlanta. I've been almost 5 years. Originally from Memphis. I'm a 36-year veteran, DJ veteran, responsible for a lot of the stuff commercially that came out of Memphis, and responsible for a lot of the stuff in Atlanta to break in Memphis. And kind of been, in the midst of a lot of that movement with the Southeast. Blessed to be in the city of Atlanta, to be able to do what I do. And, still not just program director and a personality and a brand, but I'm also a lifelong DJ. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Never stops. You know what I'm saying? So everybody kind of introduce yourself as we go around the table. And I'm honored. Like, I called y'all and everybody like dropped what they did. They saw the bat sign in the sky. You know what I'm saying? And made their way downtown.
Right. Already. B-High Radio shout. What's happening, man? I'm here. I mean, I'm ready to debate with the greats. Okay. Me and PT, we got some facts to hit y'all with. Okay. And it's about to go down in this thing.
I go by the name Drummer Boy, Memphis legend. You know what I'm saying? Grammy Award winner. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Big Brother. Insane Wayne, man. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where I'm here. They know where I'm here.
Hey, yo, man. And your boy, Pastor Troy, if I had 5 minutes, I would have went downstairs and got that belt out the trunk. Y'all know what
You see he ain't bring it.
If I have to go get it, I will.
Hey, man, look, Memphis don't get the same reaction they used to. People go, damn, Devin, where you from? You from New Orleans? Oh, Memphis. Oh.
Like, town, man.
Where you grow up? My dad grew up in Bellevue and Faxon. They like, oh, okay. That's what's up.
You have to let a nigga know. You know what I'm saying? Black Haven, man. It's on, you know what I'm saying? Nelly and Bourne shop.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I know right on the corner, right over the hill.
Right over the hill.
You really know you go over that little hill and then bam, I was right there.
Ain't no street lights over there, pimp.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's real. It's real.
Oh, yeah, it's the Haven, man.
So there's been this ever-long conversation. We all get the DMs, we get the text messages, and everybody here rides for their city, but we're all, musicians or in the business in multiple different ways of, Crunk versus Buck. Where did it come from? The movement, the sound, who owns it, who elevated it, who originated it. Shout out to Lil Jon was on the Breakfast Club. Had the conversation, and he gets tasked that question a lot. Everybody jumped in. Killer Mike jumped in, said what he said. DJ Paul said something. You know what I mean? Said what he said. But let me start with B-High. Like, let's talk about, you were kind of an expert when it comes to Southern music, and everybody, I remember when I first got here, people go, you work with B-High? You know what I mean? Like, I want to do B-High, because the thing is like, you built a reputation, not just your rapport with people, but your knowledge of music too. You know what I mean? From like deep, even like Memphis artists, from like Tom Ski Mask, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to, Turk was up here. It could be Tommy Wright the Third. You know what I mean? You interview a lot of people when people would be like, who?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it comes back around. So the whole Crunk versus Buck thing, you know what I mean? Kind of your experience in being from Atlanta, like what has been your hip hop experience from when things changed, and let's try to put a timeline together of when that corner was turned.
Okay. It started off, I remember hearing 3-6 Mafia tear the club up, okay?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, man, this is off the chain. They Crunk, but they wasn't saying they were Crunk.
Right.
Then out of nowhere came a guy called PT Cruiser, okay? Pastor Troy with No More Playing GA.
Yeah.
And he started getting crunk, but that was the lingo that we had in the schools and in the hood at that time. We would be getting crunk at the pep rally.
Right.
So then when we heard Troy, we were like, hey, man, this is crunk as hell.
Yeah.
So then when he started cranking it up, next thing you know, you had about 15 other people that sounded just like Troy that followed behind him.
Right.
And they were able to, ride the wave of Crunk straight to Lil Jon.
Right.
Then here comes Lil Jon, and he blasts off, and he takes it global.
Right.
My stance is this. The sound is Buck, but the movement is Crunk.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm at.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the Memphis sound, the chants over the 64 to 75 BPMs have been going on since the 80s in Memphis. Shout out to SMK, shout out to Spanish Fly, Smoking Onion. You know what I'm saying? Like, The list goes on and on. I mean, you can pull them up on YouTube. DJ Zerk, Lock 'em in the Trunk. Just who I just saw. You know, those are 88, 89. Like, that's my high school. Like, I was DJing parties then. You know what I mean? DJ Zerk shit's been so bumping, Lock 'em in the Trunk. Shout out to Howard Q. We pressed up our own vinyl and put it on there. I know he knows that because we wanted to play it in the club. Just like we did for Project Players. We did it for Player Fly. We did a double disc of nothing but Memphis classics on it. And we didn't sell them. We sent them to DJs because we wanted people to be able to play them. So I'm just saying, you know, I understand what you're saying about taking it. Now, let me give you also from an industry standpoint, Lil Jon signed a big deal with TVT Records. That's when TVT was this is the big independent movement. This was coming off Universal, which Troy, you can talk about that in a minute. Universal signed a gang of records after they had the Cash Money deal. They were buying everything in the South. Every week. You'd be like, damn, Universal signed what? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
And you were part of that.
I was.
Dirty Boys, shout out to them. There's a zillion other of those artists that were getting signed them. So I think Lil Jon maybe provided that platform to really create the word crunk and run with it. I'm guilty. I played a lot of those records. You know what I mean? Drum, your experience, and you're a Memphis guy. You grew up in it. You're from Black Haven. You know, I've been making records, been making anthems forever. What is your input, your insight?
Me growing up, like my brother was the #1 barber at Naylor's son, Dynasty One. He in the barbershop, so he was cutting 3 6 Mafia hair.
Gotcha.
He was cutting Ball and G hair. You know what I mean? And the music that we was growing on when I'm 8, 9, this like the late 80s. Pretty Tony.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gangsta Pat.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? DJ Zerk, Endo G, Prophet Posse. Niggas don't even talk about the Prophet Posse shit. And then you see the difference with Memphis is we was a underground scene.
Right.
So a lot of the music that was coming out, niggas was pressing this shit up in their backyard off the cassette tapes or at Selecto or at Squeaky.
Even before
you know
that,
what I'm saying? Most of our music that was dropping was local and independent.
Yeah. Mrs. Z's,
Dirty, John, all of the other music had deals behind this. You know what I mean? So millions of people finna reach. Like same thing with the early Yo Gotti. You know what I mean? When it comes to the trap, that's a whole nother conversation. We'll get to the you know what I'm saying, who started trapping. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying? But it always happened to Memphis because our scene is local and it's underground. We one of the biggest underground scenes. For 3 6 Mafia to come out and say the most known unknowns. Think about that.
That's a real statement,
You know what I'm saying? And this 3 6, we looking at these niggas like, bro, they got an Oscar, they got this, they got like, who else done this off of some crunk music or trap music or whatever you call it. At that time, it was crunk. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up on get buck, get crunk. Like crunk was a slang in our culture before it was a song. You know what I mean? Like it was
as well.
I know, but it was early 80s, like mid 80s.
Memphis was Memphis. That sound that was in Memphis, man, it was just different. I loved it. Being from Atlanta, going to Memphis as a kid and stuff like that, man. I'm showing my cousin the MC Hammer moves and how we yeeking and doing all this stuff. She's saying, we don't dance like that. We do this dance called a gangster walk. This is my female cousin walking around, you know, thugging. I'm like, that's different. Y'all tough up here, man. That's a rough city.
And it was gangster walking / bucking. Like when the early days of bucking, nigga, it was a form of dance. This was we was juking, we was bucking, we was getting bucked, we turned the club up. Like that was all like just different. Another way to say the same thing.
What Memphis did was, and shout out to Spanish Fly, like in 85, 86, they used to do a broadcast on, and years later I found out it was pre-recorded. It hurt my heart. I swore it was live on the radio. They recorded on reel. Ray the J, rest in peace, just passed away. You know what I'm saying? Hosted on Magic 101, and Spanish Fly DJ'd. But they would take the popular records that were out and slow them down from Memphis. Not screw them, but slow them down. So that's what you had a lot of samples you would have. They would take BC Boys, Slow and Low. They would take Eric B. and Rakim, Chinese Arithmetic, and slow it down. They would take Ozzy Brothers, Footsteps in the Dark, and Phrase Sample, slow everything down. That's what came a lot of these dark, psycho, homicide. You know what I'm saying? That's like early on Mr. Z's mixtape shit. You know what I'm saying? Before Paul and Juicy. Shout out to Squeaky. You know what I'm saying?
And that's my boy.
And Lil Pat, everything they were doing up there, they slowed these samples down, and then came Ball and MJG and everything they were doing in OTS, you know what I'm saying, on the original Park Avenue. I was a teenager then, you know what I'm saying? So I was witnessing all this shit and DJing, but they were slowing everything down and creating their own hooks, creating their beats over the top of it, and just phrase sampling it. That's really kind of what created that sound. Now, this is in the 80s, in the late 80s. Now, I went to college. I played college football with a bunch of dudes from Georgia.
Yeah.
In the mid-90s. And they Kilo Raheem the Dream in it.
They killing it.
Yeaton. Yeah. You know, they doing all that shit.
Yeah.
And I know in Memphis, we were gangster walking in 89, 90, 91 because I was DJing. I'm talking about people fucking up their Cortez and they Jordans.
Yeah.
Because all you would do is play the same tempo. I'm talking about not just the Memphis records, but that's why Memphis gravitated to the West Coast sound. That's why we gravitated to Too Short, I Ain't Tripping.
Yeah.
I Like It Loud. You know what I'm saying? That's where the Trigger Man came from. That's where all these slow tempo came to them because you can't gangster walk. You only can't gangster walk that fast. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, not to cut you off, man. Shout out to Al Capone, man.
Absolutely. Lyrical drive-by.
Peasy.
Oh, yeah, man. Rat-a-tat-a boom, rat-a-tat-a boom. Oh, my God. If you seen him perform that with his curl, bringing out 8-Ball MJG, man. 8-Ball MJG was probably 17, 18 years old. They are in a high school gym, and that thing is crunk.
Al Capone, let me tell y'all something about Al Capone, too, and he's going to trip off this. He went to Central High School where I went to. He's a year older than me. National Honor Society. Never made a B in his life.
My God.
one of the most intelligent dudes ever. You know what I mean? Business-wise, business savvy. But the first lines of that song is, when I load my 9, yo, it's time to put some suckers in line. That's the first lyrics of that song.
Crazy.
And that's lyrical drive-by. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many songs to that point. It was only a matter of time before things migrated up 78 or 20. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't yeet all y'all's life, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, this is my question. When it comes to getting buck, how long did we get buck, and when did we start to get crunk? Well, when did we start?
We had that
crunk?
in one song. It was the same song. Get buck, get crunk. Like it was in the same song. You know what I'm saying?
Like it was crunk music or buck music.
Bucking was a dance. That was a form. That was a slang. It was a culture. It was a term. You know what I mean? And this all goes down to just bucking the system. And if you hear about the first buck, that's the dollar. If you hear about any bucking before that, it was the horse. You know what I mean? So we talking about bucking, like rebelling, going against the grain, like that nigga buck. That nigga buck. It was a adjective. That described action. You know what I mean?
I think, and to your point, Drum, I think what happened was Paul and Juicy from Tear the Club Up 97. That, you know what I mean? That whole sound, the most known unknowns, John took it and commercialized it. Is what happened, because that's the chant music came from 3 6 Mafia.
Oh, for sure.
There's no.
And John said crunk come from Memphis. Like I remember when John was at Slice T Studio with the bus parked outside on Union Avenue. And Tila in that motherfucker. Slice T gave so many niggas drum sounds, bro.
Tila.
Slice T don't get his credit.
Slice T
That's
bad.
why I praise, bro. Like he was our Dr. Dre of Memphis. No bullshit. Jazzy got sounds from him. Insane Wayne got sounds from him. I got sounds from him. Lil Jon got sounds from him. And Lil Jon made the beat for Gotti on Life album right there at Slice T Studio.
My God.
I watched it.
John was in Memphis. You know, he was signed to the label. Him and Squeaky were on the same label, man. I think it was Relativity back then, man.
Relativity.
You know, and Squeaky was just telling me the story, like, man, dog, John wanted to buy one of the tracks I had from Tom Ski Mask, man, because it was just so bump. You know, what was it? I can't remember the first. It was like the first song off that jump. Motherfuck you, ho.
Oh yeah. That's Project Players.
Man. Project Player, my boy, Criminal
That's a
Man.
gentleman dominant.
Come on, Criminal Man.
John saw that up there in Memphis, man, was like,
ooh,
I need
think
some of
about
that.
all of
You
the
feel me,
talented
man?
artists that had to come through Memphis. Memphis was a region still at the time. The people forget we are a tri-state region, my nigga. You play in Memphis, you get Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, all in one. You know what I mean? People forget that. So all the labels, any through the Chitlin circuit or woo, you coming through Memphis. You know
it's so small. People wouldn't believe that the city's just so small to have all that talent, man. All those producers to come out of.
Well, I'm gonna get deeper than that. You and I talked about this. Drunk on me and was like, yo, I'm working on 8-Ball and MJG's project. Will you come do some cuts? Shit, I dropped everything I had at work. I was there in 10 minutes. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? But think about this. I'm gonna go deeper than this. We're talking about Memphis and talk about let's talk about proximity. Stax and Royal Studios are 4 blocks from one another.
Exactly.
David Porter, Otis Redding, Sam and Dave, everything that came out of Stax Records is 3.5 blocks from Royal Studios where Al Green recorded all of that pimping shit. 3.5 blocks. People don't realize that's in South Memphis. People don't down a little fucking side street. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to College Street. But people don't realize it's not even a mile. Talk about proximity and talent. Like what? I don't know what was in the water then. You know what I'm saying? But it's some real music that came out of there.
Man, and they ain't even talking about the church.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Just the musicians that then went through the churches of Memphis and had to come perform. Mississippi Boulevard. Think about, man, New York, L.A. Man, everybody coming through the church system. Man, I used to wake up. Isaac Hayes would be in the living room. My mama was in the church choir. You know what I'm saying? Isaac Hayes would be over here. You know what I mean? James Hyder. Oh man, the river.
Man, I went to the Stax Museum up there in Memphis, man, and it was so dope to hear and see all the artists thriving and everything, from Isaac Hayes and Otis Redding being a Georgia boy up there still doing this thing, man. When they said that how they were all together, how everybody worked together, it wasn't no color, black, white, everybody just worked. When Martin Luther King was assassinated, the city was it divided the city.
It did.
You know what I mean, man? They said that they weren't going to the studio working the same way. It was really the end of Stax. You know what I mean? The white people didn't feel comfortable going to the studio. The black people didn't want them around for what had happened, man. It just was a difficult place, man.
And still to this day, from a PR standpoint, and I'm gonna throw it out there, man. I love Stax. I go anytime somebody comes to town. I try to get them the private tour. There's so much history. If you never seen the documentary on HBO, see it, especially if you're a music fan. And when I talk about South Memphis, talking about, man, Maurice White. Oh my God! You know, we lost him.
That was a friend of the family.
Exactly.
We sampled him on Shawty.
That was Bo Strait's uncle, right? Man, but
they wanted 100. Not to sidetrack, but they wanted 100% of that record. I did Shawty. Me and my brother, R.I.P. Insane Wayne. We did Shawty. We sampled. Bam. They wanted 100%. That man said, "Hey, hold up." Well, I had to. Mama, I told my mama, man, they're trying to take 100%. Mama, she made a phone call. I'm right there. Your mama, Billy Gale. It's Billy Gale. Oh, y'all want 25%.
That's great.
They just took 25% and allowed me and my brother to have the other half of 25%. So you know what I mean? It's just all about them relationships, bro.
So there's a lot of soul out of that city. I don't want to use the word, and I hate to use the word soul. You know what I mean? Because it's so overused. But it's a certain vibe that you can't explain to people. Like, you know, I go places in Georgia and I hear people play, and I hear bands, and I'm like, oh yeah, they all right, they cool. Man, when I go home, when I go to Memphis, man, it's so much talent. In every corner of the city.
Well, this is my question though. What is the real gripe with Memphis when it comes to crunk music and trap music as well? Because I mean, I hear a lot of rumblings from both sides to saying, you know what, it all started here. Can we have anything in Atlanta? Can we have
y'all got everything?
Y'all got Magic City in Pepper West, right?
Everything in Atlanta. And all I'm saying is like, man, this is something that we've been doing, like even on the trap stuff, man. When you go look at the early Yo Gotti, Lil Yo, he was rapping since 96, 95. You know what I'm saying? And everything he was rapping about was the work. Trapping.
Ghetto Mafia. We going back 93, 94.
Now, correct, but that was in the time of hip-hop. At the time, the genre was still classified as hip-hop.
But he was talking about trapping.
I know, but the
he
genre...
was saying trapping.
He was saying trap. The word trap was being used in the song.
Trapping, you know what I mean?
Trapping is an Atlanta slang. See, that's the issue, too. See, I'm feeling like our slangs are starting to get confused around
That's where one thing you're wrong, because trapping is a way of life throughout the United States caused by the government, and that's the warfare on drugs.
And
we're refugees on the drug, on the war of drugs. We're refugees of that. So this is going in through the communities in Chicago, through Detroit, through Cleveland, through it's traps. We created a way to hustle, and we still making this shit work. You know what I'm saying? Because as a felon, we can't get no job. So this shit is America, nigga.
Well, see, the issue is that when the phrase gets coined in Atlanta, then everybody starts grabbing for what's going on. Okay,
right?
Everybody was hustling. Everybody was selling dope the whole time. Everybody was getting that in and putting that in their music.
But that's a way of life. That's not a term of the music until Tip said trap music.
So that means you got to give him.
That's what we did. We said that.
Okay.
And we working on that now. Me and Tip working on something very special right now.
Talk to me.
Yeah, that's gonna end all.
It's a whole documentary.
It's gonna end all of it.
No, bullshit you not. Like 3 months ago, the man, that was in June, it was right after Birthday Bash, the man showed me the trailer for it. They got a trailer for it.
Was that the one I was in?
Yeah.
He said, I hope so.
Because I recall shooting a documentary with Drum a while back.
So you there.
So we got to have an Atlanta premiere somewhere. We got to have an Atlanta premiere.
Our music was local, man.
Yeah.
It was underground. So if you can't hear it, if a nigga press up 1,000 tapes and this shit local, the only time you hear it is when you coming through the city. Mm-hmm. Tip got put on Memphis music when he came. I remember he opened up for 3 6 Mafia at the precinct. I can't remember the year.
No. It was the celebrity basketball game.
Celebrity basketball game at the precinct.
And
Tip
Fabulous
opened up for 3 6. 3 6 was the headliners.
Yeah. Like, Lil Jon and China White was there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who else was on that show? Tip was on that show. He had the Astros throwback on. Mm-hmm. It was Tip and Jason Jeter. That's when he first signed with Arista. Mm-hmm. Then they went to Old School Sundays that night, the Hard Rock, and he performed again.
Damn right.
Big dog, let me perform again.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I remember coming to Memphis performing at the Hard Rock in the morning. Like they used to have like the morning show there, man.
Yeah.
8 Ball MJG performing at the Hard Rock Cafe in the middle of the morning, the morning show.
They did a morning show from there. Let me ask you, Troy, and your journey is a little bit different. But like growing up in Atlanta, and you're synonymous. Like you're really the fucking mayor of the city. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You can't go. I mean, you wear so many hats, and you know, everybody, you know, basically got to check in with you. You know what I'm saying? And at one point in time with the music, like you had to co-sign anybody that came to the city to get on a record, right? For the most part. What was things happened so quickly from that whole movement, that No More Play?
Yeah.
I know you had, it was the Master P situation that happened, you know what I mean? And then you had a lot of copycats that came on afterwards, but you changed your sound and you did a lot of different things, soundtrack records. Like your journey, like when did you know that like I'm making records that are changing the face of the city and the dynamic of the city? Because you're a huge part of that.
Man, dog, it all really goes back to that initial birthday bash here with the radio station 97.5 back in the day, man. I was the headliner of Birthday Bash. Going to be. Master P had me taken off that show, you know what I mean, here in Atlanta. He told, the radio station, hey, man, take him off the show, I'll perform. Take him off. Okay, cool. The radio station be late to what's going on in the streets.
Right.
So they made that move, but they didn't really know that the street had already decided that they was with me. So here we go to this birthday bash, man. Bro, I could hear the crowd saying, we ready from 2-3 miles away. I can hear these people. Now I'm off this show. Goody Mob, rest in peace to my boy Rico Wade, man. He placed a call. He was like, Troy, man, can't nobody take you off no show? Come over to the dungeon, man. You going with us. You know what I mean? So they invite me over to the dungeon, hanging out, man. I'm looking over. Here go Outkast. Here go Goody Mob. I'm at the dungeon.
Come on now.
Man, they take me over to the concert. Master P done had a hard time, man. We ready him the whole time he was on stage.
Yeah.
We ready. They just like, oh my God. Look, man, they were walking him to the stage, the crowd screaming, we ready.
I was in the crowd screaming, we ready. What are you talking about, sir?
Ryan Cameron walking them to the stage. Master P said, what are they saying? Ryan told him, you about to see?
He probably said it just like that.
Just like that. But when CeeLo got on the stage, man, CeeLo like, ATL, man, one thing about Atlanta, man, we stick together. Can't nobody come to our city and take nobody off no show. With that being said, come on, Troy. Devin, if we could find some footage from that day.
It's got to be.
It was viral before viral, man. That place, it was like a meteor hit, man. Just... You had to be there, man. I can't even explain how that crowd. Oh man, dog. I was rapping to the top of my lungs, boy. They cut that joint after one verse, boy. The crowd was gone.
But that's what I'm saying. The mutual respect from Atlanta to Memphis, we motivate each other, nigga. We feed off each other. Nigga be like, that shit tip. I remember when I first heard 24.
Come on.
All my haters.
Come on.
What?
But when Goody Mob did that made me want to give back to the other artists. When they did that for me, they have to do that for me.
Come on,
so I felt obligated to give it back to Ludacris.
Yeah.
Independent, he work at the radio station, man. He working on this album back for the first time. Troy, I need you on there. Hey, here go a verse. Let's go. Tip, first album. Troy, we need you on there, man. This I'm Serious remix. I'm there. Man, all these albums, we need an ally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need an ally.
Yeah, it's the interesting thing is behind closed doors. What a lot of people don't know, and Tip was in the building today. I tried to pull him in here. He had another interview, but he's somebody that's career I've been intimately involved in, and even there from Two Dope Boys to I'm Serious. To the early days, Tip would always say to me, "Man, they gonna fuck with this in Memphis? What they gonna say in North Memphis about this record?"
I'm saying,
and
bro.
the other Atlanta artists, and I tell this story is 2 Chainz is the same way. You know what I mean? Because when he did the Boo record with Gotti, such a big record in Memphis, we jumped it off. You know what I mean? Like I think it really helped cosign, and he still to this day be like, man, what they gonna say in Memphis? You know what I'm saying? Until he kind of found his own, and he's matured in the business. And the same thing with Memphis artists too. Atlanta, Memphis has always been the cousin that just wants to co-sign. You know what I'm saying? Like we got our own movement. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pride in Memphis because we've always been the underdog. That's where it comes from. A lot of it is that pride. It's that Memphis pride.
Man,
you know what I mean?
A blessing. Another thing, man, even me and my game, man, as good as I was doing independently, selling out my trunks and all that stuff, we didn't have a distributor here. We didn't have a Selecto Hits. I had to meet those guys, Jeff and Wes Phillips and everybody, man. I was watching what was going on in Memphis. Here my boy Player Fly, 16, 17 years old.
Fly, what up,
$250,000, $300,000 off an independent album that he owns. I'm like, this is different.
It took me a long time to really understand, and it's really a Netflix documentary. I think you and I talked about this, of the one-stop game. Southwestern Texas, Selecto Hits in Memphis, and everybody knows the Phillips. Shout out to Wes and all those guys. And like literally, Paul and Juicy J and 3 6 Mafia had a $1 zillion deal with Sony Columbia Records, but had independent deals with all the other folks, and would drop records and sell 200,000, 300,000 hard copies at $13 a piece.
Easy.
Yes, people would line up at the record store and go and spend money for that shit, and would go to Selecto Hits and get a check,
bro.
a paper
They
check.
pay us.
Damn right.
For that shit. Made millions. Player Fly, another guy. Shout out to Fly. Way before his time with that shit. And artists throughout the Southeast that came through that whole Selecto Hits process and were able to feed families and make a huge living.
Man, when I left Universal, I couldn't wait to get back to Selecto Hits, man. My first album, I come out the gate, do like a 80 times $8 again in 3 months. You feel me, man? We're done with the dropping.
Man, folks would drive 3 days for that right now.
You feel me, man? Dog. Bro, it was crazy because I had the situation with Selecto Hits, so I'm getting these independent checks. And then the mixtape game hit. And people started giving away 20 and 30 songs. I'm saying, no, take this to Selecto Hits. You feel me, man? What are y'all doing?
It's been through a lot of. It's been through a lot of reiterations of history repeats itself always. You know what I'm saying? Even in this business, now everybody's oh man, it's all about streaming and downloads, and now. Very quickly, artists have figured out that it's very hard to earn a living off of 0.000000016. Now, I get it. Now, if you're selling 1 billion copies, so be it.
Major with you.
Exactly. But you got to have, like
the show money you can eat off of that, if you got a single, but that's
absolutely.
That's
now, man, vinyl is back. Physical is back. Man, these we used to love having in stores and stuff like that, man. We know we're going to sell 100 CDs today and sign these autographs. So, now. You see it coming back now.
So Lucci did 3 last week, and the one we did with Tiana Taylor at DBS, she sold 900 hard copies at her in store. The Cardi B shit got shut down. You know what I mean? I don't know how many. She was doing Walmarts around the country, but then did DBS. But it's so cool to see the Moods Music, the crates, you know what I'm saying, the DBS, these black-owned record stores and stuff. Look, I shopped at DBS when I was a teenager. I drive to Atlanta, I'd go to DBS, you know what I'm saying? I'd go to Criminal, I'd go crate digging, and we would go to DBS.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see vinyl back. Now it's like if you go to like a big record store like Amoeba in LA on Hollywood Boulevard, there'll be 400 people in there. Mommy, can I get a copy of this Taylor Swift on vinyl? Sure, baby, it's $48. I'm like, $48. Now you can buy vinyl. It used to be you'd have to get 500. You know what I mean? Or you had to get 1,000 or 500, and now you can get 100. Now they have places where, because I get 7 inches pressed up. I made a couple of tracks a year ago. I think I told Drum this. I pressed them up myself. I got like 10 copies made, just so when I play at vinyl places, I can play my own shit.
That's all. That's all.
That was like a moment for me,
man,
because you don't have to have technology has changed that. You don't have to have a minimum number of pieces when you get it. So just to let you know, when y'all had these artists that come out, you're like, yo, y'all want to put y'all shit on vinyl to hear what it sounds like. You get a 7-inch pressed up. That shit's dope.
I got a record store, Peter Street Music, over on Peter Street.
Okay.
Man, all vinyl records and everything, man. And it's so dope to see that as a buyer, everything is available. You know what I mean, man? Everything is available on vinyl now, man. And I got the idea from it to open up the record store here from down Beale Street. It was a record store there in Memphis.
Yeah, make a killing.
Man, it was a record store up there, man. We walked in, and it was just so nostalgic, bro. I bought 8-Ball MJG's, it's a like a greatest hits vinyl of 8-Ball MJG. Man, I looked up, man, I was 500 lighter just buying stuff. Man, give me that. They got a Tupac. What? Give me that. Give me that. Man, we spent so much money in there, me and my homeboy, man. We were like, we need to take this back to
But the reason being is being older and growing up in this business, everything's so quick a microwave, right? You have access just like whoever wants to stream the new Thug album that comes out of YFN Lucia, just like I do. They get it when we do, right? When you get that vinyl, it's like, I'm gonna age myself. I remember when I bought Thriller. I started collecting records because my brother, who was a DJ 4 years older than me, would buy records. I didn't know I was buying records. 12 inches were $2.99. You know, and I'd go to Peaches or Pop Tunes. You know, the Peaches on Poplar or Musicquarium on Winchester. You know what I'm saying? And we'd buy records, but it's that physicality of having it in your hand.
Open it.
And you can look at it and you can feel it and you can touch it. And that's what it's going back to now, because then they can take it. I remember one of my daughters was like, Daddy, you know what I want for Christmas? I was like, what? I want a turntable. And I was like, I got 3 sets of turntables in there. And they were like, no, I want a Crossley turntable so I can pick up the needle and put it on there and play out the crowd.
That's what my mama, she would just, man, go in there and get the Michael Jackson, put that on. Go and get the Aretha Franklin album. So that's how I would learn the album. I was born in 83. You know what I mean? So coming up, man, under moms and like that, that's just how she raised me. You know what I'm saying? And then my brother was doing a little bit, and then seeing Slice DJ, it made me DJ. Like niggas didn't know I was DJing parties 15, 16, 17. We did a party in Cordova. When I moved to Cordova, man, we did a party out there so crazy, man.
Man, physical, man, it's another pride about it. Just telling me that my album will come out, man. Check it out. It's on YouTube. I mean, it'll be there whenever I get to it. You feel what I'm saying? But that album was totally different, man. We had to get to Super Sound.
Exactly.
It's 30 Pastor Troy CDs over there. You're gonna get you one of those 30, man.
Now.
You know what I mean, bro?
I know you'd have been at Pop Tunes.
You know what
I'm saying? But it's so crazy is when you say that and you talk about physical, when you said the CD, I automatically see the cover of the album. We talk about the 12-inch. Even when I go through my Serato, I still see the label when I go through my Serato and I pull a record over. I still see it just because I remember when I got that 12-inch. I remember the sticker with your logo. I know what I can draw your logo right now. I remember what it looked like on the 12-inch on Universal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you get a phone call. Somebody like, hey, I'm over here so-and-so records. I see they got a copy of Are We Cutting? You know what I'm saying? You're like, that's what's up. Take a picture. People take pictures and send it to them. Now, that might not mean shit because you've seen it a million times, but to that person, it's like, it means something because it's like, that's your physical copy of that album and it's sitting on there. Just like when somebody sends, or you would see a thank you on Mary J. Blige album. Thank you to Devin Steele. Oh shit, I got mentioned. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's coming back to the importance of the consumer and the importance of the people to be able to touch it, feel it. You know what I mean? I think this is coming back to
Devin, Drummer, how do y'all feel about the state of Memphis music right now, though, and where y'all at? Because I feel like Memphis has been leading for a second in the game right now as well. So I mean,
I feel like we on fire. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate those that we lost. You know, through the soldier, like, you know what I'm saying, through the miss of the game. But I feel like we on fire, you know what I'm saying, between Glorilla, you know what I'm saying, and Moneybag, and, you know, just God had been doing some good things. CMG been, you know, they
Big Boog, he doing his thing.
Going crazy, you know what I'm saying, and as well as Paper Route. You know what I'm saying? Moochie.
Key Glock going.
Key Glock. He going. He on fire. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of other artists that's on the
do y'all
come
feel
up.
like y'all get the recognition that you deserve for the music that y'all putting out now? Because I mean, we always loved us some Memphis music down here. Okay.
Shiesty Home, man. You know what I'm saying? Shiesty Home. K Carbon going crazy. We just dropped Head Bitch in Charge. You know what I'm saying? She handling business, and you know, just showing you, like, even Slim Aroni, she just did a TV show. She got a little series coming, doing her acting.
She is on that joint, isn't she?
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like, man, motherfucker.
This is the first time we done seen Memphis in the forefront like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Atlanta knew about the music, but the world didn't necessarily know.
I think, you know, for me, I think it's a badge of honor for me, Drum. And we've had this, you know, talked about this, but for things with Paper Route and CMG and everybody else is coming up, and it's a badge of honor for me to know that, you know what I mean, they're from my city. Like, I was gone when Glow took off, that when it first hit. But, you know, she grew up around the corner from like West Side where my mama taught. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like
Lil Jerry, my nigga, he was top barber. That's Glitter Gloss. Pop's father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They did like these niggas who was cutting our hair. Like,
Exactly.
I remember Glock when he was 12, 11. Same thing for Glow. You know what I mean?
But to see these things and keep multiplying, and what Key Glock's done and what Daddy-O and all of them have done is an independent has been amazing. But really what I'm most proud of is with technology, that the Tommy Wright the Thirds, the Spanish Flies, some more of these underground artists that we grew up on are getting their just due. These dudes are over in fucking Europe.
Pimp, man.
Skinny Pimp.
Skinny Pimp going crazy. There's so many Skinny Pimp samples out here.
My
Skinny
God.
Pimp going
Exactly.
I just talked to Skinny about that. He talking about he hitting for millions off
Skinny,
of all that.
Skinny hitting them up. 300 just called me when Thug album came out. Hey, get me in touch with Skinny Pimp. I'm like, yeah, right.
When you hear a Drake album and you hear North Memphis, South Memphis, Westwood, Orange, when you hear all these samples, you like,
everybody's sampling.
Drake sample.
It's
Drake sample.
How did y'all feel when folks ran off with Project Pat style?
I mean, I think
it's an honor. It's like flattery.
Because
It's like,
he
man,
had a style that was specific to him, but then that's all become mainstream.
We grew up in a church, my dog. So it was like it's a glorification, man. It's like Michael Jackson, man. You look at the biggest artists in the game that were just pure and happy. Everybody was doing the moonwalk. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he got inspired by James Brown and other people as well. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother conversation. But we all get inspiration. And then we gonna make it another level. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just real when you pass the torch, like Killer Mike, for Killer Mike to say, hey man, that's Memphis. Yeah. Y'all get at the Memphis, man. Memphis been the culture of Crunk and the origination of Crunk. That's Memphis, and it evolved.
I couldn't wait to get some beats from Drummer Boy.
Come on now.
I couldn't wait to get beats from DJ Squeaky. Yeah. It was just that sound that it worked for me. I didn't want. I wasn't even on. Atlanta, I started making my own beats. I produced No More Playing GA because nobody was making the sound that I wanted here.
Where'd you get the 7,000 gunshots from?
That was a new feature. I was excited about it. Yeah, man.
No repeat. God damn. Man. Can we please get a clean version without the goddamn gunshots on it?
That's crazy, man. So me and Drummer, man, our history. I get some tracks from Drummer, man. I get a beat CD. I don't know where the CD, how it got to me. Yeah. But, man, checking out Drummer.
Well, I sold some beats to some niggas in North Carolina. You did a feature for him. And I sold some beats for some niggas in Chicago. He did a feature for him. I sold some beats to some niggas in Florida. He did it, but I think it was the niggas in North Carolina that
man, dog, bro, the Drummer Boy, 17 years old. We done make him get that money right. Pop that pussy, you know what I mean? Yeah. We got the hottest song in the strip club. I'm up in Memphis. He can't even come in.
I can't even get in.
Couldn't get in the strip club.
He's 17 years old. He couldn't get in the door.
I started getting in the motherfucker about 20. You know,
the music knocking them pictures off the wall.
So I know we kind of, we've digressed, which I knew it would. We talking about the Memphis Atlanta Crunk and Buck connection, and kind of it's turned into some other things, which is good though. And I want everybody to kind of leave kind of with something. I'm going to leave and say, to your point. Atlanta, you said this earlier. You said, what can we have in Atlanta? Like, Atlanta's responsible for me personally. This is the 25th year of Outkast Stankonia. Come on now. They're going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Outkast is one of the most incredible artists, Andre and Big Boy, and everything that Rico Wade and they did over there, man. Like, just from the sound, sonically, from the live bass lines, from the grittiness of the SB 1200s to some of the lyrics that I still go back and listen. I'm like, what the fuck did he say? Yeah. In 1996? Yeah. I think that's important, but I'm also very jealous and envious, and I say this, of how Atlanta works with one another and always had.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And we've had that conversation offline, and that's something that if Memphis, let me tell y'all something, ever gets on the same page.
Yeah, it'd be.
And I look at the Metro.
That's what I
album.
always say.
I look at the Metro album. I look at Lil Jon's
JD
album and how they show love. How JD showed love to Ball and MJG, and Tip came on there.
Even Houston. You know
even Houston.
Yeah.
If Memphis can get on the same page, everybody can get on the same page and bring everybody along.
Yeah.
I love to see it, man. I love Memphis is one of my favorite towns, man. I got a strong connection. Me and DJ Squeaky, we talk on the phone for hours, you know what I mean? Just because we friends like that, man, and I respect them, you know what I mean? Just the whole Memphis movement, man, it's really a part of the whole Pastor Troy thing. From Selecto Hits, man, we were getting money out of Selecto Hits, man. You know what I mean? So I hope that I want to see them one day turn the page and y'all get together, man, and do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
What's also crazy about that, because Memphis played a large part in Beehive TV as well. Okay, when I was starting my platform, some of the artists that I was getting that were major artists were some of my favorites, like your DJ Pauls, your DJ Squeakies, your Player Flies. These were people that I love. Skinny Pimp. They would come down here, Criminal Man. You see what I'm saying? They'd come down here to Atlanta. Crunchy and Gangsta Boo. You see what I'm saying? They would come down here and holler at me and help me build this platform up. But it was a mutual respect and love, because I had real love for the music that they were bringing down here. Exactly. I was raised on a lot of that music as well, so it'd be just as equally as exciting as me talking to a Pastor Troy as it was talking to a DJ Paul, because that music was the music that raised me coming up in Southwest Atlanta Mays High School and running around in these streets. And that soundtrack, man, I think that soundtrack and that spirit, it's a Southern spirit, man, that we all just, you know, can take pride in and enjoy with each other, and that camaraderie in itself. Being able to come down here to Memphis, drummer, you can come down here, get busy in Atlanta. Devin, you can come down here and get busy in Atlanta. And we're able to, you know, commune in this city, but you don't got to come down here and be Atlanta. You come down here and be Drummer Boy. You ain't got to come down here and be Memphis. You see what I'm saying? You could be Devin. You see what I'm saying?
I love listening to music.
That's the beauty of Atlanta.
I love listening to music from artists from a particular city, and when you put it in and listen to it, how it used to be, you felt that was.
Exactly. I felt like I was in Memphis.
Yeah, Player Fly, listen to that joint, moving on album. I'm in Memphis today. Man. You feel me, man? And I love that about Memphis too, bro. I was in Memphis probably about 6 months ago, and I heard Nobody Needs Nobody on the radio. It came on now like after Chris Brown or stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? I was like, that's love.
At one point in time, I had to stop researching it in Memphis, and Fly came to me, and I love Fly to death, and he knows this. Fly came to me, he said, "Hey, man, I need you to do me a favor." I said, "What?" He said, "Man, stop playing that shit." And I was like, "Wow." He was like, "Play some of my new shit." I was like,
"They love
it's not interchangeable." You know, it's a classic.
It's over with.
We need this every day.
But we rub off on each other, man. I can say, like, being in the studio with Rocco, that's like my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all make some. Look, I don't know what y'all do when y'all in there.
Hey, nigga be like, "Man, bro, you Rocco?" Man, I had females think I'm Rocco, all kind of shit. Like, man, you don't going on with that shit. We cousins, goddammit. But man, just we rub off on each other, because I remember, like, I can't help saying, "Man." You know what I'm saying? "Oh, man, shit, man." And he be like, "What's he say?" And then next thing you know, you're hearing this shit. "Oh, man, shit, man." You know what I'm saying? And throwing that man in it. And, like, particularly when we did We Ain't Going Steady, we just be fucking around. The girls in Memphis love that motherfucker, but he kind of learned how to talk the lingo. It's like when you go to LA and you stay in LA for a week, it's gonna start rubbing up on you. Well, cuz. You gonna be playing around like, over there, man. What you say, boy? You know what I'm saying? Then you go to New York, you like, what up, B? What up, son? Like, anywhere you go for a week or two, you gonna adapt. You go to Spain, you gonna learn some Spanish.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
So I think that's us as a culture, what we do.
We need, every time Memphis and Atlanta done something together, though, it's been incredible. You look at Ball and MJG, you look at International Players Anthem, you look at all these different records, all these different situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to do a real Memphis and Atlanta versus.
I love
almost, because anytime I've done a show, Yin Yang Twins and 3 6 Mafia reunion show that happened in Memphis, and we had a stage set up in the middle of the floor, like WCW.
Yeah.
Had to bring everybody to the crowd like wrestlers.
Yeah.
Logistically, it was a nightmare. But think about think about an Atlanta and a Memphis All-Star versus show.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Man,
that needs to happen.
They just brought back the verses.
Yeah.
You see, they got the
Cash Money and
Cash Money and goddamn, so they can do that. You know what I'm saying? You can do.
So before we go, real quick, and let's keep the conversation going on social media. Thank you, for listening to this and watching this. I appreciate y'all pulling up and doing this. We're going to keep the conversation going. I love to get everybody's feedback.
So it's official. It's Memphis.
I don't know. Much love, Duke Deuce. Hey, thanks, Duke Deuce, for starting all this. Duke that started opening this can of worms around here, man.
Hey, it's Printed Told and 3 6 Mafia, man. Man. And Prophet Posse up in there, too. You know what I'm saying? They had a whole lot of...
Anybody who made a record in the first lyrics sort of bucket naked.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, get buck. How you gonna say get bucker naked? Not butt naked. Get bucker naked.
Come on,
man. That's the city, man.
Hey, man, y'all gotta forgive me, but I'm PT and Lil Jon over here. I'm sorry. I gotta throw you in there, Troy. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
Hey, everybody, put your social media out there. Beehive, put it out there. And what all you got going on, and how they can get at you?
Okay, Beehive ATL, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. More content on the way. Beehive ATL is the YouTube channel. Get down with the movement. I'm here for it.
Yes, sir. Drummer Boy, aka D Boy Fresh, man, on all platforms, man. We got a lot of shit coming, man. Stay tuned.
Who you been? What you got going on? You got a documentary coming on?
Man, we got a
trap
documentary,
music?
The Birth of Trap Music with T.I., you know what I'm saying? And we bringing all of the associates and affiliates and eyes looking in involved on that, you know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. We got Welcome to My City 5. We got Drummer Boy and Friends.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Volume 1. We got a lot of shit, man.
Let's grow. And I'm Pastor Troy, man. Check me out at Pastor Troy DSGB. Also check out my TV channel, man, Lit Street TV. Available on Roku, Apple, Amazon Fire Stick, all that stuff, man. In the Google Play Store, wherever. Check out Lit Street TV, man. We're doing it for independence.
Yeah, I'm Devin Steele on social, DEVIN_Steele. Some weirdo took my shit. Don't ask me. I'm the program director of Hot 107.9 and, of course, Lifelong DJ and still do all kinds of shit for the culture, man. But I appreciate y'all joining us. Man, make sure y'all tap in with the shout out to HIP-HOPWIRED.com and, of course, Hot 107.9 ATL.
Hey,
let's get it.
We Crunk.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Come on.
Hey, I love you, boy.
I love you, man.
Good work.
Hey, will you do me a favor? What's up? Just on video real quick? Okay. I want you to...